eagle actually doesn't refer to just one single species. Instead, it describes a massive, diverse group of large birds of prey belonging to the family Accipitridae. Scientists recognize more than 60 distinct eagle species worldwide, and they live on almost every continent on Earth, well, except Antarctica. You'll find them thriving in burning deserts, dense tropical rainforests, high-altitude mountains, and winding river systems. Yet despite living in such vastly different environments, every single one of these apex predators shares a core set of traits engineered specifically for dominance.
And the physical scale of these birds? It's truly staggering. An eagle's wings can stretch well over 2 meters in some species. To put that in perspective, a large female bald eagle can possess a wingspan approaching 2.5 meters. That is a massive, incredibly powerful canvas of feathers and muscle, designed for one singular purpose: survival.
Every single feature of an eagle reflects millions of years of rigorous evolution. Absolutely nothing is wasted here. Everything serves a crucial purpose. They possess lightweight yet incredibly strong skeletons, driven by these powerful muscles. Up front, they wield deeply curved, hooked beaks. Now, since birds don't chew their food, this hooked beak is perfectly engineered to aggressively rip and tear prey apart. It's brutal, but it's efficiency born out of absolute necessity. But if we're talking about their most dangerous biological weapons, it's all about their feet. Each foot contains 4 toes, armed with razor-sharp talons. When an eagle strikes, these claws grip the prey with an enormous, crushing force. Once captured, escape becomes, well, nearly impossible. Captured prey rarely even has a chance to fight back. Many animals die almost instantly from the sheer crushing pressure alone, while others are swiftly subdued by deep puncture wounds.
That brings us to Section 1, Unrivaled Vision.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer anatomical scale of their sight. It's staggering. We humans rely pretty heavily on our vision, right? But compared to an eagle, our eyesight is remarkably limited. An eagle's eyes are enormous relative to its body size. To really put that into perspective, if human eyes were proportionally as large as an eagle's, our eyes would be roughly the size of grapefruits. Just imagine that. Their retinas contain incredibly dense concentrations of light-sensitive cells, which allows them to process the world with a breathtaking level of clarity. Imagine possessing vision that is several times sharper than a normal human's. From way high up above the earth, an eagle is continuously scanning the landscape. They can actually spot something as small as a rabbit from several kilometers away. Or they can detect the subtle, shimmering movement of a fish just beneath the water's surface. Paired with excellent color perception, they can instantly identify prey that's completely camouflaged against complex, detailed backgrounds. Every shadow, every tiny twitch, they see what others simply cannot. Let's move on to Section 2, Masters of the Wind. Unlike smaller birds that really have to rely on constant, exhausting wing beats just to stay aloft, eagles are absolute masters of soaring. They instinctively read atmospheric turbulence. They actively seek out thermals. These are invisible rising columns of warm air. By gracefully circling within these invisible elevators, eagles can gain massive altitude without expending much energy at all. They use updrafts from mountain ridges and lift from ocean cliffs as invisible highways, effortlessly patrolling vast territories for hours on end.
And then the hunt begins. It always starts with patience, watching, waiting, and then a flicker of movement. The eagle adjusts its course, slowly, carefully masking its intentions. Then, the attack. The wings fold tight, the massive body streamlines, gravity violently takes over. The eagle plunges downward, its speed increasing dramatically as it quite literally tears through the sky. Within seconds, it reaches the target. Talons extend, impact, capture, silence. A golden eagle executing this maneuver will often strike mammals like rabbits on the open plains, while bald eagles specialize in diving for fish.
But for fish eagles, the hunt definitely doesn't end with the capture. Plucking a heavy, thrashing fish from a river or coastal water is exceptionally difficult. Taking off again requires immense, raw power. Think about it. A large fish creates tremendous physical drag in the water, and the eagle has to generate massive aerodynamic lift just to break the water's surface tension. Lots of attempts end in failure, but the most experienced birds possess the explosive strength required to break the water's grip. Of course, not every meal requires such a dramatic, arduous hunt. Nature rewards efficiency, and eagles are brilliant opportunists. Bald eagles, for example, are famously known to aggressively pursue and harass ospreys, which are birds that are expert fish catchers. The eagle will relentlessly torment the smaller osprey mid-flight until it simply drops its hard-earned catch. Then, the eagle sweeps in and intercepts the falling fish, securing a quick meal while conserving its own energy. It's a tough world up there.
Well, let's look at a different side of them in Section 3, the family fortress.
You might be surprised to learn that many eagle species form incredible long-term pair bonds. They often mate for life. These relationships, which can last for decades, are cemented through dramatic, elaborate courtship flights where the pair will soar and dive together in beautiful aerial displays. Once a bond is forged, they share the heavy burden of survival. They split egg incubation duties and faithfully return to the exact same nesting territories year after year.
And the homes they build, they are absolute engineering marvels. A typical bald eagle nest reaches around 1.5 meters in width. Because they meticulously add new sticks and branches every single year, these nests just grow heavier and heavier over the generations. Built on sheer cliffs or in massive trees, some of these nests eventually weigh hundreds of kilograms. They literally transform from a simple nest into a massive, permanent family fortress.
Life inside that fortress, however, is a pretty harsh introduction to the world. Only a few eggs are laid each season, and once they hatch, growth is rapid. But competition among eagle siblings can be incredibly intense, and sadly, not every chick survives. For those that do, their very first flight is a leap into complete uncertainty. It's a long journey to maturity. Bald eagles, for instance, face years of learning, taking 4 to 5 years just to develop that iconic adult white head and tail plumage we all recognize.
Which brings us to Section 4, the human threat.
It's a sobering fact that not long ago, the bald eagle, a bird that once numbered in the hundreds of thousands, nearly disappeared entirely. Following World War II, the pesticide DDT entered the ecosystem, slowly accumulating in the food chain. This toxic chemical caused severe reproductive failures. Eagle eggshells became dangerously thin and literally crushed under the weight of the incubating parents. By the 1960s, fewer than 450 nesting pairs remained in the contiguous United States. But this timeline also outlines one of conservation's absolute greatest success stories. DDT was officially banned in 1972. Through strict legal protections and dedicated breeding programs, the species slowly bounced back, eventually being removed from the endangered species list in 2007.
However, we have to remember that recovery does not guarantee permanent safety. Today, eagles still navigate a gauntlet of modern threats. Human expansion continues to fragment their natural habitats. They face fatal collisions with power lines and wind turbines. Lead poisoning remains a very significant deadly issue when eagles scavenge on contaminated animal carcasses, and the looming impacts of climate change threaten to permanently alter their food availability. Without our constant vigilance, the devastating mistakes of the past could very easily return.
Finally, let's explore Section 5, a symbol of enduring power.
And this brilliantly illustrates how few animals have influenced human culture as deeply as the eagle. Ancient civilizations genuinely associated them with the divine. The ancient Roman legions marched to the very edges of the known world beneath golden eagle standards. Medieval kingdoms adopted them into their crests. Across varying cultures, oceans, and eras, humanity has looked up to the eagle and recognized the exact same traits: strength, freedom, vision, and raw power.
This enduring cultural legacy continues to evolve even today. While the bald eagle has long served as a national symbol of the United States, its official status was even further formalized by modern legislation in 2024, essentially solidifying a role it had symbolically held for centuries. And the golden eagle, too, proudly serves as a national symbol in several countries across the globe.
As we watch them effortlessly ride those invisible thermals high above our cities and mountains, they teach us vital lessons. They prove that patience creates opportunity and that adaptation is the truest form of endurance. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The eagle is more than a bird. It is one of nature's greatest masterpieces. A living reminder that true power is not merely strength. It is the ability to survive, adapt, and rise above every challenge. But as our modern world continues to encroach on their skies, the question remains, will we ensure these apex predators continue to soar, or will our footprint eventually ground them forever? Thank you for joining me on this explainer, and keep looking to the skies.